Hi, I am Ben Alexander and I have autism. Today we're going to talk about autism in men/boys. And I'll share what it's like to be an autistic man and an autistic boy. Or, well, used to be an autistic boy, but now I'm an autistic man, of course. But first, if you could do me a favor, real fast, could you please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up like button, turn on your YouTube notifications so you don't miss any future videos, and share this with your family or friends or somebody who will find this useful. Thank you so much. And I will say, growing up as an autistic boy, I loved trains. Like, I have evidence of it because I see a Thomas the Tank Engine, or train engine, I think it's the tank engine, set. I definitely saw that, and I was like, yep, I definitely played with trains as a kid, and my mom talked about it all the time, and I love trains. And yeah, and I've also, the funny thing is, I've heard other autistic YouTube influencers talk about autistic boys tend to love trains, and that really reminded me of my childhood, and I was like, I like trains too, but I don't have a passion of trains as I used to, because I'm more into sports. But I did Google, do autistic boys love trains? And here's what I found. Yes, trains are a popular topic for children with autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and can be a special interest for many people with autism. Here are some reasons why. Predictability. Trains have schedules, which can be comforting for people who have like repetition, categorization. Trains can be organized into different types, models, and sizes, which can appeal to people who like to organize objects. Visual stimulation. The spinning wheels, movement, colors, and details of trains can be visually captivating. Auditory stimulation. The sounds of trains, like the whistle and chugging engine, can be soothing and intriguing for people with autism who may be more sensitive to auditory stimuli. Train characters. Children may love characters from TV shows and videos like Thomas the Tank Engine and Chuggington. I didn't grow up with Chuggington, but that's a new one for me. But comfort. Trains can be more comfortable than other forms of transportation. And soothing environment. Trains can provide a calming environment for people who are feeling overwhelmed or distressed. Other common special interests for children with autism include maps, history, math, and astronomy. And like I told you, I'm not as passionate about trains anymore, and I'm very passionate about sports. The funny thing is, I did very well on geography. I do get passionate about geography sometimes, and I get intrigued by geography. So you could say maybe maps might be an interesting one, and sure, some history is interesting, and sure, some math I can do very well. But I never was an astronomist ever. I hate science. I do not like science. But again, everybody's different, and if you are autistic, share what other interest you are interested in. That'd be awesome too. And that would really help me learn more about autism and help people who are reading the comment section learn more about autism as well. And I'd love if you would share in the comment section down below. And I believe that there is passion behind each hobby. And that's why you call it a hobby. And you do it because it soothes you in some type of way. And it calms you and relaxes you a little bit. So that's good as well. And I'll tell you what it's like being an autistic boy. I went through school and I had to learn lots of stuff in addition to academics. Like I had to learn relationships, working in teams, which that was always hard for me, and patience, which that's extremely hard. And I still struggle with all of these as an adult. So it's not like it's gotten in a way, in some ways it's gotten better, in some ways it hasn't. It's that type of thing. And I had to learn things a different way. And my school district specialized with autism, and they helped me in every way possible. They gave me services, and I passed high school, and it ended up helping me get accepted into Mount Vernon Nazarene University, which is the college I went to. So yeah, I think there was a lot of good things that came out of it. And yeah, and I thank my mom and dad for helping me be successful. So yeah, I think even though right now, as an adult, things have kind of taken a turn for the worst. I got fired from my job about a month ago, and I'm still trying to work out details and learn how to be unemployed. So, yeah, there's a lot of things I'm struggling with right now. Trying to search for work and deciding what I want to do, and obviously I'm trying to create more content to get out to everybody. Yeah, being an influencer, like I'd love to be an influencer, but I understand that being an influencer takes a lot of time. I've done this for about 6 months, I believe, in December. So I've done this channel for about 6 months, and then I have my other channel, Ben's Allergy Restaurant Reviews. I've done that for over a year now. So it's the art of influencing is definitely hard, but yeah, and I definitely think that having a job and having a way to make money is extremely important. Whether it is a job or influencing, I'm just trying to find my next way to make some money because I like to make money, and it also builds into a career to where I can support myself. And obviously, I'm living with my parents right now, and I'm still trying to support myself or finding a plan to support myself long term. So yeah, I'm working on it right now. And I have had services for my autism, like the Union County Board of Disabilities. They've helped me out. The state of Ohio. I'm doing a reemployment plan with the state of Ohio. So I kind of have to meet with this person 3 times. I've already completed 2 out of 3 times. So yeah. But again, I think there's good things that happened throughout the year. Like I said, I don't no longer need driving services because I feel like I can drive anywhere in the country. So that's a good thing too. There's been good things about unemployment for sure. Like it's allowed me to get some rest, even though some days I don't feel like I am resting very well, and it's stressful at times. And I definitely have some struggles. But again, don't we all have struggles? But I did Google something else. How does autism affect autistic men? And here's what I found. Autism can affect autistic men by making it difficult to understand social cues, interpret emotions in others, initiate conversations, and navigate social situations, often leading to feelings of anxiety and isolation. They may also exhibit repetitive behaviors, have highly focused interest, and experience sensory sensitivities to things like light and sound, all while potentially masking their autistic traits to fit in with social expectations. Key areas where autism can impact autistic men: social communication, difficulty with making eye contact, understanding body language, interpreting facial expressions, and engaging in reciprocal conversation, social interaction, challenges with initiating friendships, maintaining social relationships, and navigating social norms. Emotional regulation, difficulty understanding and expressing their own emotions, leading to potential outburst or emotional withdrawal. Sensory sensitivities, over or under sensitivity to sounds, lights, textures, or smells, which can be overwhelming in certain environments. Repetitive behaviors, engaging in repetitive movements or routines such as hand flapping, rocking, or obsessive focus on specific topics. Anxiety and stress, feeling anxious in unfamiliar situations, experiencing high levels of stress when routines are disrupted. Literal interpretation, taking things very literally, struggling to understand sarcasm or figurative language. Important points to consider. Spectrum presentation. Autism is a spectrum disorder, meaning the severity of symptoms can vary greatly between individuals. Masking. Some autistic men may consciously try to hide their autistic traits to blend in socially, which can lead to further stress and exhaustion. Strengths and abilities. Autistic men often possess unique strengths like exceptional focus, detailed memory, strong analytical skills, and creative thinking. And I really think that Google was right on the money on a lot of this stuff. And I would say everything that they said. I read everything and I felt everything. For example, I really felt the social communication and social interaction one. So I struggle with emotional regulation. I like this, and this was very accurate and good information. And we were talking about routine, and I just had a conversation with my parents talking about routine and how they were wanting me to get on a little bit of a better routine because I've been going to bed later and I've been sleeping in a little too much, I guess. And I'm still right now in that denial stage in a way where it's like, I don't really want to do this, but I know that they mean well and they want to help me succeed. And, you know, they just want to give me more time to be able to succeed. And if I'm sleeping in bed, and obviously I'm dealing with the depression of unemployment, that's probably why I don't want to get up out of bed in the mornings. Like, I really struggle getting up out of bed in the mornings. And we've also talked about kind of maybe getting a gym membership again, because obviously I have an unemployment. So maybe I think my parents might be willing to help me get a gym membership too. So hopefully that will work out. But, you know, I think part of it is they want to help me. And like I said, a lot of the motivational messages you'll see on this channel, those are for me as well as you. Like, I think everybody needs it, even if you're struggling through life. And that's really, honestly, where I'm at right now, is I'm really struggling, you know. As much as I'd love to say I'm doing well, unfortunately, I'm not doing it as hot as I wish I was. You know, is it autistic burnout? Is it just me feeling unmotivated by the fact that I got fired? Or, there's a lot of things, and, I got to try to change my life something. And, I've done this for a month and it's not making me happy. Like, I'm not happy. And it's like, and I think that's kind of what parents are saying. It's like, try something else new. Like, you're not happy. I can tell you're not happy. And it's like, do something else that's different. And we're going to try to, I think we're going to try to come up with a schedule that makes it better for me. That we can both agree to, and hopefully someday that this will actually be the biggest blessing, is to be able to have somebody to talk to me, be like, hey, I think you could be doing better at this area. I think you could even do better than what you've done already, because, you've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of work with the channels, the Ben's Allergy Restaurant Reviews, and this channel, of course. I have over 20, getting closer to 30 videos, I feel like. I can't remember the exact number of videos I've done on this channel, but I've done a lot of videos on this channel, and I'm hoping I could continue to make it work. So that's all I'm hoping for at this point, is to find something else. And, I've really struggled with the social communication, social interaction one, as well as the routine. Like I said, I just explained the routine and all that stuff. Yeah, I think having a routine is extremely important. That's what my dad was saying. It was like, yeah, I think you're better on a routine, and since now you don't have a routine of a job, it's like, let's create a routine that helps you with this dream to become a content creator and this dream to become a media person. Let's actually take the time to do it, instead of just feeling and letting your depression manifest into the bed and not get up. And that's kind of what it's feeling like, where I was like, I feel so tired, so unmotivated, I don't even want to get out of bed. And it's me struggling with this. And I'm open up, and I'll be honest with you. That's always what I'm going to do, is I'm going to be honest with you and tell you the truth, what's going on. It's like, I've been struggling to get out of bed, and now again, have I gotten to bed at times and all that stuff. And at the beginning of unemployment, it's like, okay, now I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to do this. And I had a good routine for a while, and it just fell apart. And I think depression has a way of just manifesting and destroying you. And it feels so powerful, but at some point, I think you have to say, you know what? I don't want to be depressed anymore. I don't want to do something that makes me depressed. I think there's at least give a little bit more. And I feel like I've done a lot, and I feel like I've overwhelmed, and I've done a lot. I'm exhausted, and I've worked hard, but I feel like right now I need to do something before I build up bad habits. It's like I've gotten into a lot of bad habits since I've been unemployed, unfortunately. And again, I think I'm getting better for some of the habits. And even while I was working, I was struggling with some habits too. And, I'm not a perfect human. Like I said, I'm just broken like everyone else. Social interaction's very hard. I feel like people hate me. I feel like internally they look at me and they say, what a goofball, what a loser. And social communication, it's like, I'm so nervous around people that I feel like I screw up and I say something stupid. I'm always like, Ben, dang it, you can't do that. And the perfectionist just takes a toll on my life, and I'm still trying to figure out what's next. And I know I'll be an autistic man until the day I die. And the thing I want to tell other autistic men who are struggling like me, and I think this is something that I've kind of reflected after having that conversation with my parents a little bit. I didn't have a lot of time to reflect because I went from the conversation with the parents to coming on here, just because I was trying to be like, what? Because I was telling my parents, like, I'm going to do a couple videos tonight with this and the other channel, just to show them that, I'm serious about being a content creator. That this is actually something I want to do for the rest of my life. But, I do believe the best thing you could do, and I would tell this to any man or anybody, really, autistic man, woman, child, I would tell anybody this. Turn your disability into an ability. And I have a video on the end screen. I actually made a video about this. This was kind of my motivational message one that I made, and I figured that this would be a good video and a good thing to share to everybody, because I believe that this is something that we all need to work on. And if you don't have a disability, think of it as like turn your weakness into an ability. Because if you're like, let's work on this weakness. Let's actually make this weakness a strength, and be like, because I went through this tough time in my life, like example, unemployment, it's kind of seen as a weakness in front of employers. And I think that's the other thing. It's like, look at what I did. I just didn't sit and play video games or, all that stuff. It's like I actually did something. I applied to jobs. I'm working on this, my platforms and all that stuff. But, trying not to have a victim mentality. And I know I struggle with this too, because it's so easy to have a victim mentality in this world right now. And it is very, very, very easy, and it's so hard to let go. So I just want to tell you to just turn your disability into an ability, even if it takes a while to get to see the results of it. And that's where I'm struggling. It's like, I could put in the work, but then it's like when I don't see results, I naturally pull back and like, is this even worth it? And then I end up spiraling into depression. That's something that, as I'm going through this, it's like, I don't want anybody to go through this either. So if you can, hear my words and just say, you know what, let's continue to be patient, let's continue to grind, and don't really live the life I've kind of lived. And again, I'm going to try to change it to the best of my abilities, and I hope I can change, but I can't even guarantee anything, because I am very weak. I'm a very weak human being. And I hope someday I can get stronger, emotionally, mentally, physically as well, and just trying to build strength. And, I know I have a bunch of struggles, and there's things that are happening, and I'll definitely update you on things that happen. Like I said, I'm an open book. I want to help people. I want to share my story, so when my story does turn to be good, and I have success, then I could actually inspire people to be better, and that's really what I want to be, and that's truly what I want to be. And instead of letting this depression stage of my life overtake me and let me spiral into, other stuff and never become the person that I wanted to become, I really want to become the person I want to become, and become a person of God, become a person of faith that trusts in God no matter the situation. And I've been really bad with it. And I mean, at the end of the day, we all have two choices. We all have the choice to get up and fight it, or we just don't fight it. And even though it might seem like I'm not fighting it, I really am. Like deep down, I want to get better. I want to get out of this state where I'm not making any money. I'd love to get an income that provides and supports me. Like that's all I want. And hopefully someday that this will just be a video I can look back on and say, wow, wow. Like this is what it's being autistic. Yes, it has its great parts, but it also has its bad parts. So yeah, I kind of want to leave you on this because I want to make this positive. I know it seems kind of negative, Downy or Debbie Downer, but I do want to leave you on a positive. And I'll close the video on this. Autistic people have the power to change the world. They do. They have other ideas and they have other ways of life. Don't let anyone or anything get in the way of that. Because if you have a gift to share to the world and you believe in it, share it. Even if it costs you everything. And I'll leave you on that. Hopefully you got something out of this video. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.